Hi, this is Criminal Law by Katrina Branscombe. Criminal law versus civil law. Criminal law is usually somebody against the state. So the state versus Jane Doe. This is usually for a criminal act such as robbery, larceny, anything that is going to be a criminal ordeal. Civil law is anything that is against the people. This includes evictions, child support, any damages, so like hit and runs, anything that's civil. Anything that is a criminal act usually results in the punishment of jail time. The other one, civil law, is going to usually be fines for the person. Procedural and substantive due process. Due process is a guarantee that is set in place by the Fifth and 14th Amendment. Procedural due process happens when somebody threatens life, liberty, or property. Substantive due process, however, protects the right to work, marry, and the right to raise a child. This includes things like gay marriage and abortion. Ex post facto law protects people from being prosecuted due to law changes. So like back in the day, marijuana and cocaine were legal. Cocaine actually happened to be in things such as Coca-Cola, hence the coca part of Coca-Cola. Today, cocaine is now illegal, so is marijuana. We cannot prosecute somebody today for their actions that they did back in the day when what they were doing was legal. Legal elements of a crime include actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus is guilty action, while mens rea is guilty mind. If somebody does not have a guilty mind, they cannot be prosecuted to the fullest. And if somebody inadvertently makes a move and did not mean to, that is actus reus. So like if I fidget and I hit Sally, Sally cannot get me, or I cannot be convicted for actus reus due to the non-intentional harm of Sally. Legal defenses in a criminal law, there are many of them. The first one being immunity. Immunity is often offered to diplomats, witnesses, and legislative. Diplomatic immunity is offered to diplomatic agents from other countries. Witness immunity is offered to witnesses to get them to testify. They can either be fully omitted of all the charges, or they can still be omitted on charges, but that testimony cannot be held against them, and they are granted immunity for that testimony to not be held against them. So if I did something and I witnessed it, even though I was a part of the crime, the testimony that I give that would incriminate myself would not be allowed to be used to prosecute me. Ignorance of the law is another defense. Involuntary intoxication. So usually if somebody is high, that is not an excuse for them to commit a crime, but if they are drugged by another person, that is another one. That is another story. Duress, which is if somebody needs to commit an act under like threats and stuff, that is a duress defense. Necessity is when the punishment of the crime outweighs the harm that would be caused to them. And then other legal defenses are alibis, which is when somebody cannot physically commit a crime due to them not being to be able there because they were somewhere else. And double jeopardy, which means that they were already tried for the crime and they cannot be tried again.